All right, hello everyone, and welcome. Welcome back to Traitorous. I don't need to be fidgeting in The Sims while I do this, but hello everyone, welcome. I hope you're having a wonderful night, and we're enjoying the recap and music as always. Thank you for the compliment, Jenna. I already have seen a few of you in chat, so hello to everyone who's already here. If you're just rolling in, welcome. We're just getting started already. You haven't missed anything yet, of course, unless you've missed the past 4 episodes, which if so, I recommend you go watch them, or at least catch up in the Discord, which our lovely mod Robin has already left a link that's in the chat right there still. All of the summaries of the past 4 episodes are in the Discord already. We're halfway through the season now, you guys. Are you excited? I hope you guys are all excited. Okay, last episode was a big one, and so I'm really hyped to get into stuff. It's gonna be a little bit of a slower episode again. I mean, last one was chock full of a lot of important stuff. We have a lot of important stuff to get to again, but don't worry. We're ramping up to our season finale. There'll be 8 episodes if you haven't heard me say that anywhere. I don't know if I've said that on a stream yet, but halfway through the season, we are definitely ramping up to some pretty big drama, and I'm very excited to reveal everything to you guys. Robin, you're all good. I'm getting to it. Before we get into things tonight, I did want to say really quick, I haven't scripted this, so it might be kind of clunky. I just didn't want to have it sounded scripted or anything. I wanted it to be kind of genuine, obviously. But I did want to address things really quickly before we get into stuff tonight that the world sucks. Humans suck. Things are kind of shitty right now. They've been shitty for a bit, especially with COVID-19 and the pandemic and stuff. I haven't talked about it much on these streams. I've talked about it a little bit and my feelings on coronavirus and stuff on other Let's Play things like 100 Baby Challenge and whatnot. But the world always usually sucks to some degree, and I know that there's a lot of really upsetting things going on in the country. There always is, and they didn't take a break just because we're all in lockdown in a national pandemic. The virus didn't stop racism and shit, but there's obviously it's being brought to light prominently at the moment, which this happens every few months or so. I feel like whenever some other new story that of police brutality and such goes viral, it's really upsetting and disheartening to see it continue to happen and the same kind of thing happen over and over without anything really seeming to change, no matter what protests and whatever are going on. That doesn't mean that they're fruitless, just that obviously this is a really huge issue. Systemic racism is not something that's going to be solved overnight, nor is it something that takes a break just because we're all in a pandemic, and it really sucks that something like this is going on at the same time that we have to be protesting and rioting, and something goes this large news-wise during the middle of this, because obviously it's not a fun time already, and it's not a great time to be out protesting or dealing with tear gas and stuff. And I have a lot of feelings about it and stuff, and I'm sure nothing I'm saying here is going to be as well spoken or eloquent as anything that other people have already said, especially other voices of color, that I urge everyone to go find and listen to on Twitter over me. But I'd be remiss if I stayed completely silent on it. If you want better put together thought than my rambling here right now, please go look at the Discord. We have a new community outreach channel where if in the future, things are going on, whether it's about racism, sexism, whatever, other things like that, we being me and the mods, will post links and our thoughts on it. Our lovely mod Robin has written a really wonderful, again, better thought out written message than my ramblings here, with some links to how you can help everything going on with the riots and oh no, I'm gonna get the location wrong right now. Let me go make sure I'm doing the right thing. Minnesota. I thought it was Minnesota. I was gonna say Minneapolis though. If you want to help out with the Minnesota Freedom Fund or other groups that need your support during these times, or, you know, feel like you can't do anything else. Again, during pandemic, it's not like the best time for people to necessarily have a lot of extra funds and such to help out, because everyone's kind of struggling financially right now to some degree, except for, you know, like the 1% people. But if you can do anything, there are lots of wonderful links and a message about us being me and the mods' thoughts to the community, and a message of love and support to the lovely people in this community. So I don't know how, again, well thought out that was, but I wanted to at least acknowledge that I know what's going on, and we're gonna have a fun night. We're gonna have a fun stream. Traitorous is gonna be lit. I'm excited. We're gonna get into it, but I don't want to act like we're just ignoring it or glossing over it, because we're doing like a fun stream that, you know, is in a different universe. I want you to know that I am aware and care, and I'm not just being an annoying silent white person about it. So there we go. There's a message about shitty real world stuff. I'm sorry humans suck so much. We're kind of terrible. I'm sorry white people are kind of trash most of the time. But I'll do what I can over here, and this is definitely a safe community and safe space, as Robin outlined in the message that she wrote, that people who often don't necessarily feel safe just in society are always safe here with us. Pinky promise, cross my finger here. Pinky swear with you guys. Okay, that's it. That's all that I have there. I'll get caught up on all your chat messages about it over the commercial break. Sorry, I'm not going to read them right now. I just know it's going to overwhelm me right now, and I don't want to start crying on stream. I've already cried twice about all this stuff today. So we're going to get into some Traitorous drama, so hopefully we can at least take us, you know, a couple hours to turn our brains off a little and get into some fake drama that is nowhere near as genuinely upsetting and horrific as everything going on in our country right now. And have some fun with some wild plots and wild theories. So I hope you're excited, and let's go ahead and get into it. And again, I'll respond over our first commercial break, which also, there's one less commercial break than usual this episode to make up for there being like 8 last episode. We only have 5 commercial breaks this time. So I'm hoping that it doesn't get too or I'm hoping I have enough to fill out the episode. Spoiler alert, I just finished writing the episode while the intro pre-stream roll was playing. But let's see how this goes. I'm excited to get into it. We're going to go ahead and transition back on over to our game here and get into it. Of course, we are starting again with another flashback, as we always do every episode, hanging out in the past, but not quite as far in the past as we have in previous episodes this time. This time we're only going a couple months into the past, actually. A couple months from where we are in present day, with our lovely characters of this show, and we're yet again at the Clark estate for this flashback where Justin II is here. We'll get him into a conversation with his parents. It's just kind of oh, here, talk about money. That would be a good thing to do. Oh, I guess we're sharing a taser with him. Don't know what that was, but a lovely evening of a couple months ago, where pretty much everyone else in the house is out of the home for one reason or another, whether it be work or whatever. These are the only 3 of the family left, and they've made sure that these are the only ones left because, as Kassandra mentioned, in the last episode, she just came back a couple years ago seeking some financial solace from the man who got her pregnant and left her a single mom, but he did kind of shirk her off onto his parents because he wasn't really wanting to be financially liable for her, and knowing that his parents would probably help at least cover this scandal if nothing else. They're not necessarily generous, but they do care about image, so he sort of went to his parents, Rona and Justin Clark here, and asked them if they would help out covering some expenses for Kassandra, because he didn't want her to out anything about how, you know, he had some illegitimate children with her, cheated on his wife and such, and they weren't really happy to hear that from their son, but they agreed, as he suspected, mainly to cover the family name and their own asses. But it's been a couple years since they've been paying for Kassandra and the children, but they've never actually really met Kassandra and these kids, and So they've finally buckled down and said, hey, if you want us to keep continuing to hide this for you and helping out, we want to meet her and we want to meet these kids that we've been paying for the past couple of years. So we're going to go ahead and head back outside for a second because Kassandra and her kids are actually rolling up. And they're coming up to the house for this dinner here. So as we see out on the street, we have a 2-month younger Miss Kassandra out here with Mr. Maxwell, and so we'll get her into a conversation with him here, whatever. Just go ahead and talk about the dinner and be like, okay, listen, Max, we really need the money from these people, and I don't want this to go wrong. So I know that you're dating that adorable little Winston girl, but you can't say anything to them about that because that's not going to go over well. I know it sucks, but listen, like, I just want everything to go perfectly tonight. We're doing much better. I'm much more on my own financial feet, but it's definitely a big help to have the lump sum of money that they give us every month or so, because your actual dad won't really give us any money, so please just make sure things go well tonight. And he's like, don't worry, Mom, like I'm nervous, and I can tell you're nervous too, but it'll be okay. And kind of helping steal each other's own nerves as she's like, okay, but where's your brother? Because we need to walk in as a united front, so where the hell did your brother go? And he's like, I don't know. He said he was going off for a smoke break, and annoyed, she's gonna go ahead and go find his brother, who is actually over here underneath a lamppost. He was smoking a cigarette. Here, let's get him smoking a cigarette again. The bad boy, oh, okay. He won't do that again, but it's fine. He's just having a little smoke break. Kassandra's gonna go ahead and drag him on over here, though, and be like, God damn it, what did I say about this? Dylan, we have to make a good impression, and I told you, like, if you walk in there smelling like smoke, they're going to ring me out. Jesus Christ. He's like, oh my God, Mom, calm the fuck down. Like, it's fine if they don't already hate me for, having to postpone this dinner for so long because I've been in jail, then they're not gonna hate me anymore just because I smell like cigarettes when I walk in the house. And she's like, whatever, you don't know that. I don't know them very well, and we can't have this go wrong, okay? Would you just please be on your best behavior for me, if nothing else? And Dylan's the bad boy, just gonna kind of roll his eyes, but he does know how important this is and to keeping this money, so he's like, yeah, whatever, you've lectured me 1,000 times about this, Mother, I know, like, can we go in already? Like, it's trying to get cold out. So they are gonna go ahead and walk on up to the door here. We'll get Kassandra and the twins to go ahead and walk on up to the Clark estate here, and Justin's gonna come on out and greet them as they knock on the door. He wants to make sure he's the first one that greets them. Justin the second's also pretty nervous about this, I'm sure, having his parents meet this mistress that he's just revealed to them a couple years ago. They've been having to pay for her. They don't really know where it's his mistake that they're literally paying for. So Dylan taking some real attractive selfies there. So Justin's gonna go ahead and greet them. Kassandra's happy to see him. She's still very much into him at this point, although she seems a little upset and annoyed at especially her one son, smoking, not really following everything she was saying about being on star behavior. But Justin's gonna kind of reiterate some of the same things to them and be like, okay, go in, be on your best behavior. They can be kind of strict sometimes, but let's just get this all over with, and if we all just go along and be polite, we can get this night over with as fast as possible. He's not really excited for this. He doesn't really spend much time with these kids. They don't really know their father that well, even if they know who he is. But oh, Kassandra already being a little angry with it. Oh yeah, see, what is that smell? Have you been smoking? Rona's already pissed off about the cigarette smoke. Kassandra pissed off at her sons. This is obviously a really good start to this dinner, but Rona and Justin are gonna be like, all right, well, hello, Kassandra, and these boys, we've actually not heard much about you at all. Justin's not really told us anything about you guys, but we want to get to know you guys a little better, and so it's gonna be a bit of a stilted, awkward conversation all throughout dinner. Let's just pretend they're having dinner. I didn't feel that I didn't want to make a big meal for them and have them eating in the background. But they're, they're going to have a conversation throughout dinner and stuff. And it's going to, of course, come to the topic. Typical type of grandparents asking the boys about whether they have any girlfriends or not, Rona just asking a very nervous Maxwell whether he's dating anyone or not, and Maxwell kind of awkwardly is going to answer that, I've had a girlfriend of a bit now. We go to school together. We're running for prom king and queen. That should be fun and cool. And Rona's like, oh, that's wonderful, sweetie. I remember back in my days, running for prom queen and stuff. And what's this sweet young girl's name? And before Maxwell can kind of awkwardly stutter or lie about something, Dylan's gonna go ahead and be a shithead and cut in and say, Samantha Winston, ma'am, earning some definite daggers being shot at him by his mother, and Justin and Rona going a bit quiet there, being like, oh, you're dating one of the Winston clan. Got it. And that's gonna kind of hold a lot of the conversation for most of dinner as they all sort of awkwardly finish up. But, they want to get to know these, grandsons that they've never met before a little bit better, so Rona's gonna go ahead and head into the living room, actually, with Dylan here. She's going to come talk to Dylan, and Justin, the first, is going to go ahead and spend some time with Maxwell, as Justin the second and Kassandra, can stay, have some after dinner wine with each other, catch up, I guess. But Rona wants to talk to Dylan a little bit here because she kind of notices the sort of fighting spirit in him, the little kind of shit-eating grin that he's had on his face all dinner, and Rona gets it because it's kind of like a feisty spirit that she really had back in her day, back when she was in high school as well. So they're gonna go ahead and here, we'll get them into a conversation here, and she's gonna ask what Dylan knows about Max's girlfriend. He's like, I don't know, I don't really pay attention. My brother and I aren't that close. I've been gone for a bit, locked up in jail, as I'm sure you know. So I haven't really gotten to know her or anything. Why? And as they get talking here, Rona's gonna go ahead and sort of hatch a little plan with Dylan, because she's gonna let him know, like, listen, I'm sure that you care about your mother, and even if you don't care about her as much, I know you probably care about having nice things, and how would you say, it would probably help you out a lot if you got another real extra lump sum of money, wouldn't it? And he's gonna be like, yeah, whatever, like, I'm always in for a deal. And she'll let him know, like, well, how about this? I'll cut you a deal and, like, double the payment that we usually give you guys for the month if, you help, hatch a little plan with me to mess with the Winston family a little bit. We're always trying to get another one up on them, and I think probably getting in on the younger side of things with Samantha here. She's young, she's vulnerable. I can tell that you have a little bit of a, more strong-willed head on your shoulder. Your brother seems a little dense as well, but I know maybe getting in on that angle can start to sow some, even more dissent among that family, starting from the bottom. Like, if one of them finds out that their child or grandchild got, is so devastated, like, it might just start to sow a little bit more frustration and family drama amongst them, and that would be super beneficial to us, and it could be incredibly beneficial to you and your family, Dylan. And she's like, I don't really care how. I'm sure that, this little Samantha is so obsessed with winning prom queen and, in love with her adorable, soft little boyfriend. So you can do, whatever you want. I just want that girl to end up in tears, and I want it to ripple throughout the family, okay? I trust that you can come up with something, and I'll make it worth your while. Dylan doesn't really give a fuck about Max or his girlfriend, but he, deep down, he does care about his mom, and she's just flattering him. That wasn't flirting, promise. He does care about his mom and his family, and he likes doing evil shit for fun. He likes fucking around. He's always enjoyed messing with his brother to some extent. Anyway, so he's like, sure, whatever you know, whatever, Mrs. Clark, sounds pretty fun to me. As they both, oh, look, listen to that, the thunder even rolling in as the two hatch their nefarious plans. And so that's where we're going to leave it, just a little bit in the past here for the episode, as we jump back to the ramifications of that in the future, right after prom, as we join, not exactly Maxwell, in the hotel room with Samantha after prom. We're gonna go ahead and jump right back into where we left off with last episode after prom, with who we have now learned is Dylan, not Maxwell, sitting on the bed out here. And Samantha is still in the bathroom. It is just after she read all of the texts from Maxwell, and she's on the phone with him right now. She's called him up and has explained to them. They've been on the phone for just a little bit, you know, her saying that, like, she doesn't know what happened. Like, she thought she was at prom with him, but now his texts are making her question everything, and she doesn't know what's happened. She's kind of spiraling, kind of having a panic attack. And the second that she says things like that, of course, Maxwell knows that there's only one person that it could be, like, completely taking his spot, pretending to be him. Of course, it's his twin brother, which is, of course, sending rage right through Maxwell's blood, as he's like, God damn it, I'm so fucking sorry. I should have known he was gonna do, I never thought he'd do something this shitty and, like, low, but I'm so sorry. Okay, like, I'm headed over, you know, she's giving him the name of the hotel, and so he's headed over there right now, just staying on the phone with her while he's in the car, driving over to the hotel. And Samantha's still pretty confused about what happened, you know, about what's happened, and he's like, I'm so sorry that, like, I never, you know, told you about my brother. It's just sort of something that he's always kind of been like a blemish on my life. She's sort of reeling at the word brother too. She's like, what, you have a brother? Like, yeah, you never told me about a brother. And we'll get her back on the phone. And he's like, I don't like to talk about him very much. I barely like having him as a brother. He's just, you know, I haven't had to deal with him for a couple years because, you know, he got sent to jail, like, pretty soon after we moved to this town, and I've just, you know, he's recently just gotten out, and I haven't had to deal with him for a while. You know, he's been in and out of juvie and in trouble with the law enforcement, like, our whole lives, and so I don't like to bring him up or even, like, act like he exists, to be completely honest. But now, like, I should have told you that he was out. I was just trying to deal with it and get through the rest of senior year, and then we could have had a talk about it, but, like, fuck, like, I'm sorry. I should have known he was gonna do something. I didn't think he was gonna ever mess with you. Like, I'll fix this, don't worry. He's not gonna get away with, like, trying to trick you and take advantage of you like that. That's absolutely not okay. Like, just stay there. You know, I'm almost to the hotel. Like, I'll see you in just a minute. And Dylan out here is starting to, like, Samantha's been in the bathroom quite a while, so he's gonna go ahead and knock on the door and be like, hey babe, you okay? Is everything all good? Samantha's just like, yeah, everything's okay. Just lady stuff, I'll be out in a minute. Dylan's like, okay, yeah, whatever, sweetie, you know, I'm sitting out here waiting for you whenever you're ready. And the second that she hears some rustling outside, she's gonna go ahead and run to the door, assuming that it's Maxwell coming on up the stairs here, which it is, of course. You know, she gave him the room number, so he's gonna go ahead and, I should have had him waiting out there, but Maxwell's gonna go ahead and storm on up into the hotel up here. Let's make him angry. He's definitely pretty angry. Just kind of threw on his Letterman jacket over his sweats that he was wearing at home. So he's pretty pissed off, and he's gonna go ahead and burst in the room to rip his twin brother a new one. Dylan getting immediately irritated, of course, the second that he sees that Maxwell's here and has figured out the gig, and he's like, what the fuck, bro? Like, are you kidding me? Like, you can mess with me, whatever, but don't go after my girlfriend. What is wrong with you? Like, why would you trick her like that? We're gonna go ahead and get them in a little argument here. Sam's just gonna kind of hide out in the back, you know, pretty upset about whatever's going on. Chew out. Perfect. Okay, there we go. I was hoping he was gonna stand up to fight. Okay, there we go. Ring out your brother and just be like, what is wrong with you? Like, do you, what is up? Like, do you hate me that much? And Dylan's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I mean, no, I don't like you, but, you know, I don't care about your stupid, shitty girlfriend. Like, you know, come off it. Whatever. This wasn't even my idea in the first place. And Maxwell's pretty confused still, and is like, okay, then whose was it? Like, why would you think that it would be okay to take advantage of my girlfriend like that? Then, like, I know you're shitty, but wow, this is a new low even for you. And Dylan's just like, you know, listen, you know me well enough to know that I don't just do things without any kind of payment in return, okay? And listen, it paid to fuck with, like, you know, this little hot Winston over here. Anyways, I'm sure you've noticed that we've had a bit of an increase in income lately, all right? And Maxwell's still just like, what are you talking about? And Dylan's gonna bring up the fact to his brother, because whatever, he doesn't care. He's got the money already for going through with the plan, and is like, I mean, this was all the work of the stuffy old Clark lady anyways, okay? And whether you like my methods or not, I've brought more money into this household to help out Mom since I got out of juvie than you have, for your entire high school career, so, I mean, who's really the better son here anyways? And at that, Max is just not gonna even, entertain that. He's just gonna go ahead and get in an all-out brawl with his brother here. I'm not sure why there's two versions of fight there, but they're gonna go ahead and get up and fight somewhere. Oh god. Okay, we'll take the walls down. This is kind of a small hotel room. But there we go. They're gonna go ahead and get in a real big fight there. Samantha's still even just kind of reeling from, like, listening to the conversation, being like, wait, the Clarks, like, thinking, what the fuck do the Clarks have to do with this? But seeing that they're pretty occupied with themselves, and Samantha having had a pretty rough night so far and not wanting to get involved any further, she doesn't know what to think. She's gonna go ahead and just run on out of the room while these two are, like, attacking each other. Or I guess the second she can get out of the hotel room. Of course, they had to fight in front of the door. But this has all been very upsetting for her, and she doesn't, like, know if she wants to even hear anything from him again. Oh, I hope the stream isn't lagging. Sorry, I saw some dropped frames there. Hope stream is doing okay. Even if it's a little laggy. Sorry about that if it is. I noticed the game being a little bit laggy, but wasn't sure what the issue was. We're gonna go ahead and have her run on out of the hotel room, though, while they're just still pretty wrapped up in each other. Oh, looks like they're even stomping on out of the room themselves. But Samantha's gonna go ahead, call an Uber on her way, head on home. She's had enough of this for tonight, and she would just like to head home. Ignore the mailbox in the middle of the lobby there. So she's gonna go and head back and hopefully just sneak in without her parents realizing that she's not quite home yet, even though it's pretty late at this point. And I did want to say really quick too, before I forget, this doesn't have to do with the show. Nope, sorry, the frames are lagging. I'm not sure what the problem is. I did want to say, because I forgot to say at the end of last episode, that I did not build this hotel. This hotel was actually built, it's called the Hotel Lounge, and it was built by JO871. So if you would like to find this beautiful hotel building on the gallery, that's where you can find it, and that is where we're going to leave the hotel, actually, as Samantha's headed home. So we're gonna do a little bit of a time skip this time. Not, like, too drastic, but we're gonna jump a week later than prom now, so it's been a week in everyone's lives. They've been going about their business, you know. And we're gonna join in a little bit with the Clarks first, and we're gonna go ahead and head on out to the back porch area here, where Justin the second is sitting and contemplating things. It's been, you know, a little over a week since him and Lorena have talked, since she found out that he was sleeping with Kassandra again, that she's back in town, and Lorena has finally agreed to come and meet with him. She hasn't really been staying here, you know, since she left to stay with Charlie. He's not really sure if she's still staying with Charlie now or not, but He knows that she hasn't agreed to speak with him until now, so she is over here and finally ready to have a conversation with him about everything that happened. Sorry if I'm looking to the right constantly. I'm just trying to keep an eye on frames now. But we'll go ahead and get them into a conversation here. We'll just ask about Day, you know. And so they're gonna I guess get up and hug first, maybe even a kiss, I'm not sure. Yeah, okay, a little cheek kiss, you know. Lori's had some time to cool off. She's still not happy about any of it by any means, but, you know, this is her husband of, well, I don't even remember how many years I said they've been married, but multiple decades, you know, and he's gonna be like, I'm so happy that you finally decided to talk to me, that you've finally come back, like, thank you for agreeing to meet with me, finally, and, you know, I'm just really excited to try and work through this, you know how sorry I am, like, of course I'm, super sorry, and, Lorena's not seeming as hopeful and cheery about this. That's not exactly why she's back. She's kind of here to tell him that, she's gonna be like, Justin, look, I know it was so long ago that you and Kassandra started first sleeping together, and, like, that was so hard on me when that happened. Like, you really broke my heart all those years ago when, you cheated on me the first time, or I guess the first time I know that you cheated on me. And I know that it's not been too long since I know it's only been over a week, but, like, you really broke my heart back then, like, really broke it, and I don't know if I ever really actually completely recovered from that. You seemed so wonderful and trustworthy ever since that, like, all the past few years, but, I mean, clearly you haven't actually changed that much, and maybe I was, you know, stupid or oblivious for not seeing it and seeing that you aren't actually different, but I can't do that again, and maybe I never actually completely fell back to the same, you know, infatuated place I was with you. Maybe I was just hopeful that I had, and we don't have, like, a kid. I don't need to be here for the kids in the family anymore. They're, you know, they're amazing children. They were growing up. They're doing their own thing. I'm starting to do my own thing too, and okay, maybe, like, this is a little quick to decide, but I'm not happy being here and in this house anymore, and Justin's gonna already, you know, kind of catching where she's going, like, whoa, wait, what are you saying? I mean, you know that I'm so sorry about everything. Listen, they're still married in the game. Like, you know that I'm incredibly sorry about this. I don't, you know, what are you trying to say? Like, are you really going to throw everything away? Like, Kassandra doesn't mean anything to me. You're the one that I've stayed with this whole time. We'll have him even, like, maybe just yell at her here. Like, I left you for Kassandra, and I will do that again. Like, you know Kassandra doesn't mean much to me. Like, you're my wife. And Lorena will cut him off right there and just be like, okay, Justin, I probably know more than you think I know. And I just, regardless, I can't do it again, and I can't put myself back in this position. This isn't the life that makes me happy anymore, and I mean, this isn't, you can stay here. I've got it figured out, you know, I got some lodging figured out. Like, this isn't my house. This isn't, barely even my family. Like, this is your family. I've barely even ever been considered a Clark. I've just always been your wife, and I don't have any reason to stay here anymore, and clearly you're not, like, that excited to go on this journey of me figuring out what I really want to do with myself anyways. So I think that this is gonna have to be it for us. And Justin's like, okay, but what about the Ritter's Gala next month? Lorena kind of rolling her eyes, because of course that's one of the first things that he's gonna ask about and, like, worry about. And she's like, Jesus, okay, whatever, don't worry about the gala. I don't really want to go public with this yet anyways. I'm still settling things and figuring out things for myself. So we can act like whatever at the gala. I don't really want to go public and have the public's opinion and everyone else's opinion on this yet anyways, but I can't do this anymore. And yep, we'll have her actually stand up here and tell him that, you know, they're done for good. They're gonna go ahead and separate. She'll say that I'm gonna be back later tonight to grab the very last of my things from here, because this isn't, you know, a home to me anymore, and I would rather you make yourself scarce when I do later on tonight. You know, obviously we're still gonna have to see each other, we still have children together and stuff, but let's just try and move forward as civil as possible. Like, I don't, you know, but this is goodbye for the most part, for the foreseeable future, Justin. And she's just gonna go ahead and leave what's, as she said, no longer her home anymore. She looks pretty confident about herself. Justin's a bit heartbroken. I don't think this is how he figured this conversation was gonna go down. You know, he's always been able to reel Lorena or even Kassandra back in most times, but now he seemed to have lost both of them. You know, Kassandra seemed to have not contacted him or responded to any of his texts either, and now his wife is going ahead and walking on out. And here we'll make him a little bit more sad here. There we go. Sad and angry. As we'll leave him to stew in his own thoughts and figure things out in the little sunroom out here. While we leave him there, we're going to go ahead and move on to another room in the house that we did see at the beginning in the flashback. The Clark family dining room, which we don't see that often. But actually, Amanda is in here with a lot of supplies and stuff all over the table. If you remember from last episode, she told Christopher that she's helping her parents plan the big charity gala that is coming up within the next month, and it was not really something that got the most excited reaction from Christopher like she was hoping, but she's nonetheless agreed to help out, and so has kind of gotten herself stuck with a lot of tasks on her hand to take care of, probably the most work she's ever had on her plate in her whole life. And Christopher's like sort of been, you know, sitting around. He's not been super focused on this, and Christopher's actually going to go ahead and start to head on out the door and, you know, say a goodbye to her. He's feeling pretty good today, and Amanda's like, whoa, wait, like, where are you going? Hold on. You know, I still have so much to figure out here. And Chris is like, oh, I mean, I don't know, I told you that I had plans with a friend today. I figured you knew. And Amanda's like, but it's like the hottest day of the year. Don't you want to maybe just stay inside the nice air conditioning with me? And, you know, you could help me out. This could be maybe a fun thing for us to handle together. And he's like, I'm not good at this stuff. I've been here for a bit and I've barely been helping. You're much better at these things. And it's your project. Like, I don't want to take over or anything. And she's like, God damn it, you two, stop. Fucking Sims are horny tonight. I guess the heat wave is not just the temperature in the game tonight. But she's gonna say, well, I know, but I could definitely still use more of your input and your help, just your manpower, like your labor with helping out with stuff. And he's like, you got this, honey. Like, I told you, I'm heading out for the day. You haven't asked me to, like, specifically help with anything, so I don't really know what to help you with. And I believe in you. You got this. It's gonna be beautiful. You have so many good ideas. I have every faith in you. And Amanda, kind of sad to see him leave. We'll be like, okay, I guess you can at least maybe, we'll get this note to him, like, can you pick up these supplies on your way home at the very least, I guess. But okay, goodbye. I guess have fun with your friend. Anyways, and Chris is still in a pretty good mood. And he's like, yeah, no, I'm gonna have I'll have a good day. You too. I'm excited to, I guess, see everything that you come up with. Believe in you, baby. Bye. And he's gonna go ahead and head out in high spirits and cross paths with a couple of familiar faces we haven't seen in a couple episodes, though, as Hunter and Cypress are actually over at the Clark house for once today. So they're heading on, and they, I'm sure, exchanged hellos and goodbyes as Chris made his way out. They'll head into the living room here, as Amanda's the first one that they see hanging out in the dining room with everything covered, and Cypress is like, whoa, Jesus, like, what is happening in this dining room? And Amanda doesn't really get along too well with these two much, and is a little annoyed that her fiance sort of left her high and dry to do all this stuff by herself right now, and then now these two are here as well. Here will make her a little bit more irritated. I know she's already got a tense mood lit, she just got all flirty. There we go. So yeah, these two are over, and actually Sean is hanging out and is just around the corner. He's gonna come in and say hi. Kind of surprised to see him. Hunter doesn't really show up to the house much. Cypress comes with him every now and then if he's, forced to show back up at the house, but he's not really the most friendly with most of his family. They don't really get along too well, so he tries to avoid the Clark estate as much as possible. So Sean, where the hell is he? There he is. If he ever shows up, he's gonna go ahead and say hey, like, oh goodness, Hunter, it's been like a bit since we've seen you. What brings you to the house today? You don't usually just okay, they definitely met. It's fine. I guess the Sims technically haven't. But like, oh, what brings you by today? You don't usually tend to just stop by on a whim. And Hunter's like, I don't know, man, your she-devil is the one that called me on over to the house. The game knows. Apparently Madison is going through a rebellious phase, according to the game, if you guys hadn't already picked that up for most of her plot lines. Maddie making a little cameo, even though I wasn't planning on it tonight. So yeah, Sean's gonna go ahead and ask him, like, why he's here. Yeah. So he'll say that, whatever, your she-devil's the one who beckoned me here. I don't know what she wants. And, he'll just roll his eyes, and Sean's gonna be like, that's just a flatter, not a flirty one. And Sean's like, oh, come on, like, you probably shouldn't say that about your sister, but, not protest too much. He knows the general, opinion most people have about Marissa around here. Cypress is gonna go ahead and even just, like, take a seat at the dining room table. She's not much involved in this, but, Sean will even ask him and just say, like, okay, come on, you don't even know why she asked you over here, though. And Hunter's like, no, but you know how she gets if, like, you don't just do whatever she asks. Like, you should know that most of all, so whatever. She called, I'm here, even if I don't want to be. And, Cypress just decided to tag along for once. Cypress will throw a little wave over there, of course. But, Sean's gonna even press a little further with Hunter and just say, do you know exactly what's been up with Marissa lately? She just seems, like, super tense. I know she's got a lot on her plate, and, she's really concerned about the business and her image and stuff, but she's just seemed really angry and frustrated lately. Do you know anything that's going on with that? I know that you two are kind of close. Hunter's just gonna chuckle at that and say, I mean, I guess we're close is a better way to put it, but you would have a better idea what happens to particularly be up her butt today as opposed to every other day, better than I would. Sorry, dude. Like, I got nothing for you. John's like, no, it's okay. As that conversation's petering out, the Miss She-Devil herself is gonna go ahead and head on down the stairs, finally finished up with whatever business she was handling upstairs, and Marissa's gonna go ahead and burst on into this conversation if she ever makes her way down the stairs. Hello. She's gonna go ahead and come on in and break up this little conversation here between her husband and her brother. Hello, Marissa. Because she definitely has some important things that she needs to talk to Hunter about, and she does not want to waste any time, and she does not care to let these two have a friendly little chat in the dining room. There she is, showing up. She'll go ahead and yell at Sean and be like, Jesus Christ, okay, stop it, like, I need to speak to Hunter, and as I've told you so many times, you can keep everything, like, you can keep it to yourself, and you can stay out of business that pertains me, so get the fuck out of here. Hunter, I see you brought your whore with you this time. Hi, Cypress, hello. We need to fucking talk, so why don't you come upstairs with me, and let's have a little conversation, Hunter. So I'm gonna, we don't even need to get them into a conversation. Hunter's just gonna roll his eyes and, go ahead and head up. We'll just assume Cypress is flipping Marissa off behind her back as the two go ahead, and we'll even just have them head upstairs to Marissa's bedroom, I guess, because Marissa seems pretty angry and insistent that she definitely needs to have a bit of a talk with Hunter this second, and everyone else better mind their own business. Sean was just headed out to go spend the day at the park with Madison anyway, so he'll head on out as well. Out here, leaving Miss Amanda and Miss Cypress over here at the dining room table, and Cypress is kind of fiddling with the things that Amanda's got going on here. Oh, look at that look Amanda's even just giving her. Definitely kind of annoyed that Cypress is trying to get herself involved in whatever's happening. We'll get them into a conversation, though. And, you know, Amanda will just be like, okay, like, can I help you? Cypher's like, Jesus Christ, sorry, like, I don't, you know, what is all this stuff? And Amanda will kind of tell her about how she's helping with her family's charity gala and stuff, and Cypress is kind of interested in this stuff. She's a bit of a creative, like, crafty person herself anyways, and Amanda's just going to kind of complain about how it is a lot more work than she planned on it being, and like Chris is barely helping out at all, you know, and planning something like this big is a lot of work, and my parents have definitely been putting like a lot more tasks onto my plate, but I'm determined to get it all done, you know. And Cypress is even just looking over her list of things that she needs to get done for the gala, and is like, I mean, I could help you with some of this if you want. Those two are probably going to be a while. Their talks are never short exactly, so like if you need anything. And Amanda's pretty reluctant. Again, if you can't tell, their aesthetics are not exactly on par with each other. And Cypress will even offer, it's like, here, I see on the list, like, you need someone to cater the party still. My parents run their own catering business. I can, you know, give you their number if you'd like. And Amanda's like, no, that's okay. I can probably find a caterer a little more up to my standards than your parents. But you know, a lot of the ones that I did have on my list haven't really called me back because it is pretty short notice. I guess, are your parents very alternative like you? Cypress is like, oh yeah, they're actually Satanists who use all their clients to recruit them into their cult. Which Amanda's not gonna laugh at. She's not the most jokey of persons. Cypress does enjoy fucking with her, though. And I'll just laugh and be like, no, they're just normal people who are, you know, good at making food. I can text you, like, the link to their website so you can see for yourself if you'd like, if that would help. And she'll just go ahead and do that right away. We'll just pretend she's texting Amanda, like, how did you even get my number? Like, we don't talk. And Cypress is like, I can... why wouldn't I have your number, Amanda? I can get your number if I want your number, okay? Let's not play around. So she'll go ahead and take a look, though, and be like, alright, this does look, okay, fine. They do look pretty legit. Okay, they have a lot of good reviews. Maybe it would be worth, checking them out, so I guess, thank you. And Cypress is already just, you know, getting into even, helping out, making some crafts and decorations and stuff, and it's like, yeah, you're welcome, Amanda. I'd be happy to help out, like, if you need anything else, at least while I'm here. I don't have anything else to do while I'm, you know, forced into the lion's den with Hunter today, so reluctantly, Amanda is feeling a little overwhelmed, and we'll let Cypress help out a little bit, even if she's not excited about necessarily spending the afternoon with this girl, but that's about where we're going to leave the Clark estate for now. We're back at the Winston Manor now that we've checked in with the Clarks. Again, as I said, when leaving the Clark estate, we are joining back in with the Winstons on the same day that we're mainly witnessing with the Clarks over there, so everything that was going on in the Winston Manor at the same time. All that stuff was happening at the Clark estate. Oh, hiccups, not now, excuse me. I look very washed out right now with my script up, don't I? Is that better? There we go. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and join into the kitchen where Mr. Brent Winston is standing in the kitchen here on a phone call. Alright, well, just hanging up a phone call. Let's get him back on the phone. Brent is on a phone call because he has just come home. He's been out on a lot of job interviews, as many as he can get himself out on, and he had just come back earlier in the morning from one with the Castle Trust Credit Union that Robert II was mentioning he had an interview with a couple episodes ago, and he wasn't sure how well it went. He doesn't interview super well. None of them have been going spectacularly. He thought this one went pretty well, and he's gotten a call back from Jacob Henderson, who is the man who interviewed him, the one who owns the credit union, the Henderson family, and he's speaking to him right now. Brent thinks this is probably a good sign that he's getting a call back from this company that he just went on a job interview for that morning, but Jacob is actually telling Brent that unfortunately he did not get the job, that he's a pretty cool dude, he really liked him, but they can't hire him because of his criminal record, which is something that's definitely been putting a hindrance on Brent finding a solidified job, actually. But Jacob is actually calling. Oh, get back on the phone just one more time, buddy. So Brent's kind of sad to hear that, and he's like, yeah, no, I understand. That's what I keep running into. But I guess thanks for the opportunity. And Jacob's like, yeah, I just wanted to, let you know I didn't want to make you wait, because, again, you do seem like a good guy, and I wish, our policies were different, but it's just kind of some long-standing policies that we've set in place. But, hey, good luck, man, and, I don't know, we did get along really well in the interview, and I think that you were, a pretty chill, cute guy, and so I guess also calling to ask if you want to, I don't know, maybe get coffee or dinner or something sometime, and, Brent's, really kind of flustered at that. Okay, I lied one more time on the phone. Brent's kind of flustered at that, and it's like, I'm not gay, I'm not gay, so I don't, and Jacob's like, oh, sorry, I guess, I don't know, I thought we were kind of vibing, but maybe I was reading, the room wrong, so, sorry, dude, I guess good luck on your job search, your family's always been pretty good to our, account, or, your family security company's always been pretty good to our account and such, so if you ever, need anything, I guess, just give me a ring and, best of luck, and, a little sad they didn't get the job, but definitely kind of embarrassed and flustered. Brent's gonna be here in the kitchen as Robert goes ahead and joins him in the kitchen, wondering what his son's been up to. He hasn't checked in a couple days. We'll get them into a conversation here as Brent's all embarrassed still, and, ask about day, sure, and be like, okay, I guess I assume by your half-decent outfit that you've been off on some job interviews today, and Brent's like, yeah, I, just came back a couple hours ago from one at the Castle Trust Credit Union, and Robert's like, oh, Jesus Christ, really? You interviewed there, by the company run by, the biggest fruit on this side of the town? Jesus, you might as well have told me that you were interviewing to work at the Clark's useless company, and, Brent's, used to his father being an asshole, but it always is kind of frustrating, of course, and, is getting pretty tired of being harped on as well by his dad about the job thing. It's just I didn't get it anyways, so don't worry, Dad. Robert's like, of course you didn't, because of course even you couldn't land a job with the biggest, pansy that runs in my circles. Of course you couldn't. And Brent's, pretty irritated at this point. It's like, you know what? I'm trying my best, and, you probably shouldn't, talk like that anyways, so, still a little flustered and not really ever being that good at standing up to his father, exactly knowing what to say. He just knows that, he's pretty, angry with his dad, even just overriding his embarrassment at this point, for constantly being berated, even though he's genuinely trying his hardest, and, it gets definitely irritated with having to deal with his parents' bigotry. He's definitely been one of the ones on the more receiving end of it. Again, getting, his black girlfriend pregnant in high school. He's definitely had to deal with his fair share of ignorant and irritating comments from mainly his dad, but both his parents on and off throughout his life. And it's still no different. Kind of frustrated that he seems to never really be able to actually stand up to his dad, as Robert's going to go ahead and, leave the room because, of course, Brent is getting all tongue-tied again and never can actually come up with a real intelligent comeback to him. Brent is so angry. He's not exactly sure what he's doing, but he's gonna actually go ahead and call back Jacob really quickly and, like, barely even let him answer and just be like, you know what? Fuck it. Sure, let's get dinner. And then hang up and then kind of realize, like, what? Like, I guess I'm doing that to stick it to my dad. Yeah, but not sure if it makes too much sense, but fuck it, he's angry, and it was his first thought. And so, panicking a little about what he just did and what the response is going to be, but sure, whatever. He'll stick to it. He'll stick to his guns this time. So as Robert is gone off, he's going to go ahead and head upstairs because he's been in search of Robert II, who's actually up here in Terence and Julia's room, looking through Terence's computer. Now, last episode we saw that he found a little clip of Terence, whatever, just do something on the web. He found a little clip of Terence on the security cam of him acting a little suspicious out by Annabelle's grave, and Robert II's really never had a good opinion or read on Terence at all, and so with some more concrete evidence that maybe he genuinely isn't as trustworthy as he or the rest of the family always acts like he is. He's taken the opportunity while Terence is at work and Julia's out by the grave as usual to sort of come into their bedroom and start snooping around through things. He went to business school. He did a lot with tech and stuff, being the new CEO of the private security company. He knows like a little bit of coding and stuff. It's been a little bit since he's actually been in the field and practicing things, but he's trying his hardest to kind of scrub through some of the files on Terence's computer, see if he can find anything suspicious, just like anything actual concrete. As much as he has this like video proof, it doesn't really prove like any concrete facts or motives behind why he did that. It just seems a little suspicious. And so Robert's gonna find him up here looking through Terence's shit though, and kind of cut him short, because he looked everywhere or else around the house for his son and didn't find him. Didn't necessarily expect to find him in here, but lo and behold, he did, because he's been wanting to have a little bit of a conversation with his son, namely about the family company. Not now, cell phone. Go away. So we'll have Robert go ahead and we'll get into a conversation with him, and you just start off yelling at him, I guess. Be like, what are you doing? This is hardly your room, Robert. And Robert II will just, we'll have him stand up out of this chair here. Get a little sheepish. She didn't really mean to get caught by anyone. He's not really planning on saying much to anyone in his family until he has some more actual evidence of nefarious activities, And oh, Jesus Christ, could you just chat here in a place that's not awful for the camera, please? Robert the First. I'll try and use first and second so this doesn't get confusing in this conversation since they both own the same name. Robert the First is just gonna be like, I need to talk to you, but what exactly are you doing right now? Like, this isn't your room. Like, why are you looking through Terence's stuff? And Robert II's gonna try and kind of brush it off. Again, not really wanting to get into any details on what's going on quite yet with his family, and just be like, oh my god, it's none of your business. Like, I needed to find something, but just I can't get into it with you right now. And Robert the First is going to defend Terence and saying, son, this is an invasion of privacy. Like, you two, I know you two have never been on good terms, but messing with his own personal stuff or sabotaging him is hardly the most mature way. Like, listen, I raised you better than that. Come on. Why are you being so immature and mean to him all the time? He's been a pretty good pillar of financial stability in this family besides their own business, which I actually wanted to talk to you about because things seem a little rocky there, son. Catalina told me about how she found you going through the study looking for some old records, and I've noticed that, like, our stocks have been kind of dropping a bit. So do you have anything that you need to talk to me about? I would assume if there's anything going on with the company that if it's in your hands, if you need some knowledge on prior things, that I would be the first one to come to, instead of trying to go behind my back and look at old records from my days, right? And Robert the second is definitely going to get a little sheepish at that and try and move away from that conversation as well, and be like, what did Catalina tell you? Whatever. If you heard rumors about me from the other members of this family, I guess next time I would really appreciate, I guess, if you come directly to me instead of just getting angry and then coming and blaming things on me. I have things handled, okay? Everything's handled. Don't worry, I'm keeping this family afloat, as I always do, and you don't need to meddle in it. You know, the numbers can be fickle sometimes. I've got things under control. And Robert's just like, what is going on with you lately? First, you're snooping through old business files. Next, you're snooping through, Terence's personal documents. You know, listen, if keeping a hold on this family doesn't mean invading all of their spaces, and getting into business that doesn't really have to do with you. I really thought I raised you better than this, and that I could have put the hands of the company in the hands of someone a little more trustful. And Robert's really done with this conversation. He's kind of embarrassed about business things, doesn't really want to get into it with his dad, and is a little embarrassed of being caught by Terence, but more so irritated that, of course, his father is defending Terence in this situation, because he's real tired of everyone kind of kissing Terence's ass, and not usually agreeing with him whenever he brings up being a little distrustful of, or not really in favor of, Terence. So he's gonna go ahead and leave, and Robert will leave the room too. He doesn't need to, stay in Terence's room, as he just ringed out his son for. He's not gonna invade Terence's personal space. Robert the second will go ahead and head downstairs, and actually on his way out of the room here, Robert the first is going to go ahead and run into someone that we haven't seen since the very first episode, but Robert the second and Amy's middle child, Chadwick, is hanging out after, it's the weekend. It's not in the game, so he's home from school now, but he's going to run into his grandson, Chadwick, here, and have a little conversation with him, as he just saw Chadwick just saw his dad kind of stomp off angrily, and Robert will be like, sorry you had to see that, son. I don't know what's wrong with your dad. He's kind of a mess right now, but, I'm sure you're going to be able to run things even better than he will when you grow up, isn't that right? And Chad is right on it, just being like, yes, of course, Grandpa, you can believe in me, I'm definitely, will happily take over, the family company when I grow up, I'm already doing so well in math, I'm excited to, and, Robert's excited to hear that, chuckling at him, knowing that there's at least another heir being, brought up to take over the company, as long as his son doesn't run it into the ground until Chadwick is of age to take over for Robert II. He has a pretty good relationship with his grandson here, and he's gonna say, all right, Sonny, enough talk about your dad. He can, sort his own stuff out, grown up stuff, but let's go have a little fun. It's the weekend, so why don't we go out and cause a little mischief and mayhem, and head on over to the Clark house and go egg their house as a little prank, sort of encouraging some maybe less than mature actions on his own here. And Chadwick thinks that sounds like a great idea, super fun, so he's like, definitely, Grandpa, let's head out. So those two are gonna go head out and continue to fuel the Winston and Clark rivalry, go play a little childish prank on the Clark household, as Robert II has made his way downstairs to find his mom, just sitting in the living room, spending her time. Her tap is glitching, sorry about that. And sit down next to his mom. She's always been pretty calm, a calming presence, and he's pretty irritated. Right now he's kind of frustrated with everyone in the household, but especially so at his dad and Terence right now. Hi, Butler, could you get out of here, please? And so Juliet can tell that he's definitely not feeling the greatest. He definitely seems upset, so she'll go ahead and ask him, what's going on. Try and comfort him a little bit. Brighten his day. That works. Oh, god damn it. I always forget how Sims will, stand up if they know each other while they talk, even though I set them down before they fucking talk. It's fine. Sit down on the couch, please. There we go. So they'll have a little conversation. She'll ask, oh, what's up, sweetie? You definitely seem upset. And Robert II's just gonna be like, nothing. It's just Dad trying to meddle in things, and I don't know why he defends Terence constantly. For some reason those two are always best fucking buddies, but I don't know why the rest of this family can't see that he is not the nicest dude ever. He definitely just fucking has some weird hold on Juliet that I'll never understand, and I just don't understand why Dad continues to try to treat me like a child when he put things into my hand, and I'm not allowed to look at things around my own home, the home that I grew up in. I'm not allowed to look at public family records in our study without being scrutinized for it. Jesus Christ. Why does everyone defend people? And Juliet's even gonna start to jump in and be like, well, your father just, he worries in the company, he built it up from the ground, and it's just really important to him, and I know he cares about you kids, and he just worries. And Robert II's pretty angry and irritated with the response everyone's been giving him lately, and is gonna kind of snap at his mom. If she would fucking sit down on the couch, please. He's gonna go ahead and snap at his mom. We'll actually have him yell at her and just be like, oh my god, what is with everyone around this household defending their shitty husbands? No wonder Julia walks around here like a zombie all the time. Look at what example she grew up with. And then immediately feel pretty bad about saying that to his mom, as she definitely got pretty quiet at that one. And he'll immediately apologize and be like, sorry, Mom, I just, listen, everyone's just been, keeping me in the dark lately, it seems in this family, and just continuing to treat me like a child, and I just, I didn't mean that. She'll be like, listen, there's a lot you don't understand about things, and it's not that easy all the time for women like me, especially in the time that I grew up, and so there's a lot at play you don't understand, and maybe this isn't the life that I would have chosen or asked for, but I've really done my best to make the best of it and make the best for Robert and this family and all of you. And so there's just a lot that you don't understand, okay? And Robert II's still a little bit disheartened, but Mom, I want to understand. That's the whole problem. I would love to understand, but no one will explain anything to me. What the hell is the issue between you and Catalina? Why did I walk in on you screaming at each other the other night? And Juliet's still gonna kind of refuse to answer that and just say, that there's no need to get, your father's right, there's no need to get into matters that don't really pertain you, sweetie. You do the best maintaining things as you can, and I'll do the best maintaining things on my end, and we can just leave it at that. And Robert he's not going to get any more out of his mom, he knows that, but he's still pretty irritated that she's continuing to treat him like a child still as well, and refuse to explain anything to him. But all that he's really realized from all of this is that he's just going to need to be a little bit more careful in trying to figure out what the hell is going on in this household, he guesses, since clearly no one else is going to help him out or be on his side in any of these matters. So we're gonna leave him there and go ahead and head upstairs. I think Samantha's not in her bedroom anymore because she went to school. But we're gonna go ahead and head on over to Samantha's bedroom. So it's been about a week since all of the prom shenanigans and such, and Samantha has been a little MIA most of the week. She's mainly just been holding up in her bedroom, like she still heads to school and stuff. I just mainly wanted to get her into her pajamas there, but since it is the weekend, Amy's gonna actually come in because Samantha's really just at home on the weekend, but she hasn't seen her leave the house, and she's noticed her daughter's a little down in the dumps lately, so she's gonna go ahead and just go check on her, since it's kind of weird for her to still be staying at home on the weekend. So she'll wake Samantha up here, then get into a conversation, and Amy's just gonna be like, "Hey, sweetie, I would expect you to be out with Max or something by now, and your piano tutor called me and said you didn't even show up last night. Is there, like, what's going on? Is there anything you want to talk about?" We'll have to go ahead and sit and talk on her little ottoman here. Hello. You will sit down on the ottoman before you continue talking, damn it. So yeah, Sam was like, "Oh, yeah, sorry, I guess piano must have just, slipped my mind. Sorry, I'll make that up. Like, I can call her and we can schedule another lesson for, this weekend, and, Max and I just haven't made any, plans yet, you know," and Amy's like, "Okay, slow down, it's okay, you don't need to make another piano lesson. That's not really what I'm concerned about. I'm more concerned about you, I guess. It seems like you've been in your room a lot more than usual." And Samantha's still just trying to keep up her normal appearances and be like, "Oh, everything's fine, just kind of taking a break from things, doing self-care. I just told Max that I need to focus on stuff, and you know, to be able to focus and make sure that I'm not slipping up on things like homework or piano." And Amy will just stop her right there and say, "Sweetie, I can tell you're upset. I know we, you know, especially lately with how busy work has been, haven't been spending the most time together, but you're still my daughter, and I can still tell that something is wrong, and I just want you to, you know, I want to be here for you. Something's going on, and, you know, I'm here to listen." And Samantha's still in a pretty bad place, and it's been pretty difficult for her to even keep up appearances during this small conversation. She was just trying to stop it fast, but at that, she's not going to be able to really keep up the facade any longer, and she will just kind of break down crying. I don't think I'm going to get her to cry in game, but she'll start crying and actually break down and tell her mom about what's happening, and just say that she doesn't know exactly what happened. You know, everything was going so well, and then you know, prom happened and she lost prom queen, and she's gonna explain the whole fiasco with Maxwell and Dylan, and it's gonna kind of shock and upset Amy. That's not really what you're expecting your daughter to say, that her boyfriend has an evil twin that tried to take advantage of her on prom night. Amy's starting to feel pretty guilty that she didn't, like, realize that things were this bad sooner, as Samantha's even just kind of spiraling out about just all the pressure and how sad she was to lose prom queen, and like all the pressure of all of her extracurriculars in school and everything on top of it all, and you know, all of the drama on prom night, and that she hasn't even spoken to Max since that night, that he's been trying to contact her, but she doesn't know what to do because it seems like such a betrayal that he wouldn't even, like, tell her about his brother or anything, which Amy's definitely agreeing with, and is like, "God, I'm so sorry, sweetie. Like, you know, you shouldn't have been even having to go through all of that alone this whole week. I understand if, excuse me, sorry. I understand if it wasn't the easiest thing to say to me, but you can always tell me things like that. I'm so sorry. That's definitely, you know, something that you're gonna have to figure out, and with your feelings with Max, and it's completely valid that you feel like your trust has been betrayed, because it definitely has. Max has never seemed like that kind of guy to me. I obviously don't know him as well as you. Let me know if you need anything." And Samantha's like, "Thank you. I guess I know you always say that I can talk to you, but I know that you were like valedictorian and you do so much and you're like such a star lawyer, and I just don't want to disappoint you and be, you know, bad at things. And Amy will let her know that she's never going to disappoint her. She understands how, you know, how much pressure can be on someone in high school, and she's sorry if she's perpetuated that by even, like, you know, asking her about extracurriculars or offering up different opportunities to her. But whenever it becomes too much, like, she's here for her, and that if she ever wants to talk about the whole Max situation, Amy's dealt with heartbreak and stuff in her past before. She'll definitely, you know, talk about this with her, even if this is a pretty particular situation. And Samantha will say thank you to her mom, and that she thinks that she does want to talk to Maxwell. She still does care for him and love him so much, and he, you know, even if prom night freaked her out a lot, it wasn't actually him. They just need to discuss the whole hiding the twin brother situation a lot, and the whole, you know, however the Clarks are involved and messing with her, and all of the drama that happened. And that Amy's gonna cut her off a bit and be like, well, wait a second. Back up. What do you mean how the Clark family's involved? What are you talking about? And Samantha's like, I don't really know either. I just heard in the middle of their the argument between Max and his brother that something, I don't know, his twin said something about like it being the Clark's plan or whatever to mess with me anyways. I don't know, none of it's really made sense to me, and I haven't even tried to touch processing like that part of it yet. And Amy's definitely pretty angry at hearing that. She doesn't try and get too involved in all the ridiculous family drama, but she knows it exists around the families. But, like, this is her daughter that we're talking about, and so she's not going to really take that lightly, her daughter being messed with. So we'll have her get up and give Sam one more hug and be like, okay, all right, I'm so sorry that happened, and we, you know, I'll be here for you as much as I possibly can. I am still busy at work, but I will do my best, I promise. I'm gonna order some, like, ice cream and snacks to be sent here. I'll have your dad or someone bring them up to you when they're here, but I've got some stuff that I need to go deal with, so we'll definitely talk soon. We can maybe have a girls' day soon or something, but I'll be back later. There's some business that I do actually have to attend to tonight now, so I love you. Take all the time you need to work through all of this. And with one more hug, Amy is definitely gonna head out, and she has some people she needs to go talk to, which is where we're gonna leave the Winston household for tonight. So really quick before we get into the actual scene, it went too fast, so I didn't get a screen cap of it, even though I would have loved to. A little bit of unplanned behind the scenes. I guess we can make it canon, because I don't know why else it would need to not be canon. But in the game, so you know how Sims will just kind of like do whatever they want in the background when you're not like playing the household? I'm not playing the Winston household right now. We're at Rosalie's house. We're gonna have a little scene with Rosalie real quick. But just randomly in the background while I was waiting for the sun to come up in game again. Is for our purposes, this is still the same day, but in the Sims game, I needed to wait for it to be morning again. Amy just like super aggressively went biking past the house. So Rosalie only lives a few blocks from the Clark house, like canonically, so we can assume she was just like pedaling her little ass over to the Clark house, even though I would assume she would take her car. But I don't know, it was making me laugh. It was really funny. And sure, I'll make a canon, but let's pretend she was in a car. Anyways, as far as our actual scenes that I planned to be happening here, we're gonna go ahead and check back in with Rosalie over here at her house. Now, Christopher left the Clark estate while Amanda was figuring things out to go to a friend's, and of course that friend's was Rosalie's. It is the hottest day of the year so far, as I think at least Amanda has mentioned, so the two are out in her front patio yard area or whatever here, having a little bit of a water balloon fight, hanging out, beating the heat with some fighting, some water balloon fighting over here, having a fun day together. He's been here go away night on the town. Yes, I would like to end that early. they've been hanging out for most of the day now. We're kind of jumping back in like later afternoon after everything that has happened at the Winstons and the Clarks that we've seen. So he's been here since the morning, really. It's been quite a few hours, but they're still just hanging out, having a bit of fun with the water balloons and stuff. And so looks like Chris may have won there. We're gonna go ahead and stop their fight and bring them inside, though. They've been out in the heat for quite a while, even if they're cooling down a bit. Oh, Bandit coming out to join them as well. Just having a grand old time together. The dog did just open the door. Bandit is an opposable thumb having icon, apparently, and one that Rosalie wants to hug. Super cute, but I need you to get into a conversation, please. So they're gonna go ahead and sit down. I'll get them into a conversation here real quick. Both all playful and such. So they're gonna go ahead and just talk here, and Chris is gonna be like, all right, come on, like, I've been here all day, you know, this has been fun, but I don't know what you're so scared of. Like, you should just go finally take a pregnancy test. Like, it's the longer I'm here, like, the weirder this is gonna get me, just like hanging out for no reason. I was only here for moral support, you know that. And she's like, oh, what, it's gonna be weirder than when you showed up to my house this morning with a Tupperware container full of your semen. And he's like, all right, okay, touche. Don't do flirty things to each other. Pretend that's, I mean, it'll be a little light flirting, but don't worry about it. And he's like, all right, touche. But that was, again, this morning. It's been hours now, and you're still too scared to go see if you're actually pregnant. Like, come on. And she's like, I know, I just want, you know, because of what happened last time, like, I didn't, you know, I'm just really worried that the same thing's gonna happen again, but you're right, I should just go do it. I should just go take a pregnancy test. So I'm gonna go ahead. I guess I'll go do that now. So she'll head to the bathroom, take a pregnancy test, and Chris will be like, yeah, right, about time, Jesus Christ, you know, he's scaredy cat, teasing each other. He'll wait out here. He's obviously gonna wait until she comes back with the results. You know, they're solidly good friends at this point. He wants to be there for her, but don't worry. This is Sims medical things. Don't worry about time frames. But so she's gonna go ahead and take a pregnancy test, and then eventually come out a bit later and come back to talk to him. As the day is rounding out. Yeah, disclaimer, it's fine. It's canonic medical things to this world. Don't worry about it. And so Chris will go over here and ask her and be like, oh, okay, so, you know, what's the answer? And she's like, I don't know, I haven't looked at it yet. I'm still too scared. And he's like, oh, come on. Like, just do it. Like, okay, fine. Fuck it. Like, let's count to 3. Let's just count to 3, and then let's look at the test, okay? Like, and she's like, okay, that sounds good. And so here, let's just get them into a conversation again. So you know, it's been the appropriate waiting time or whatever to see if the pregnancy test worked or not. If they sit down again, I'm gonna scream. Sims are being a little bit annoying tonight as far as blocking. They don't know their positions. Get into a conversation, please. It's fine. Okay, so look at it. 1, 2, 3, and Rosalie's gonna be like, oh, I think that's it. I think that's that's positive, right? Wait, it's fine. He's like, yeah. I mean, I've seen. I'm pretty sure that means, you know, that you're pregnant then, right? And she's like, yeah, I think I am. I guess it worked that time. I don't I mean, it looks different than last time, so that's a good sign, right? And I really wanted them to be standing, but whatever. We'll get them to go over here for this. And as they're both super duper excited that this finally worked, after spending the whole day together, Chris isn't really thinking about it, and he's just gonna go ahead and out of just pure excitement, not even thinking about it, lean in and kiss Rosalie here. And they're both gonna be a little startled by that and pull back, and I'm gonna make them both embarrassed here. As Rosalie's like, yeah, it's exciting. Chris is like, congrats. I'm glad that worked that time. I guess I should probably get that list of things that Amanda asked me to pick up from the store and get home. Like, it is getting pretty late out, I guess. And Rosalie's like, that sounds right. You probably shouldn't upset your fiance. Yes, you should definitely get home to your fiance with whatever she needs. Thanks for everything, buddy. A little awkward punch on the shoulder or whatever. And he'll be like, yeah, I guess text me if you need anything, of course. Happy to help, pal. And he's gonna kind of awkwardly leave and try and figure out why he did that, or if he should have or not, as they're both maybe a little flushed still. Whether that's necessarily just about the embarrassment or not, I guess only time will tell. But having kissed his new good friend that he offered to platonically have a baby with, that's where we're gonna go ahead and leave Chris and Rosalie for the night. We are actually headed back to the Clark estate real quick, because a couple people we knew were headed on over to the Clark estate, two of which we have over here. We have Robert and his grandson Chadwick, which are actually headed to the Clark estate. It is a late afternoon, very early evening of the day that we've been rounding out everyone hanging around doing their own thing with, and these two, of course, were headed to go prank the Clark household and go egg the house, play a little prank on the Clarks. But as they're rolling up to do that, they're actually noticing that someone else from their household has made it to the Clark household first. And as Robert realizes, wait, is that Amy headed to the door? And Chad's realizing that's his mom as well. And so these two are actually going to go ahead and just... Why did we just lose $400? Who's doing what? Robert and Chad are gonna go ahead and just duck behind these bushes a little bit here to figure out why exactly Amy, or at least try and figure out why exactly Amy is rolling on up to the Clark estate. Not really sure what's going on there, but they'll, not sure how much they can hear from back here, but Amy is pretty damn angry, and she is stomping on up to the door, because hearing that something had to do with at least the heads of the Clark family, she obviously knows where they live. Everyone knows the Clark estate and would like to have a word with them, but Hunter and Cypress are finally leaving. Marissa's walking them out as Amy is stomping on up the doors, as it's later in the day. It's been quite a few hours, but Hunter is finally being released to being able to leave with his girlfriend and head on back home. And they're noticing Amy obviously stomping up pretty angrily here, and Amy's just a little embarrassed being caught by these people, as she's stomping on up to their doorstep, and is a little caught off guard, and is like, Hunter, I wasn't expecting to see you here. I'll just get into a conversation. I wasn't expecting to see you here. What's up? And Marissa's like, ugh, what the fuck are you doing in our house? Amy, why are you over here? And Amy's been again a little caught off guard by seeing these guys walking on out the door, so she's lost a little bit of her gusto, and Marissa's kind of general angry temperament kind of throwing her off as well, just being like, I not here to see you, Marissa, or you, Hunter. Ew, help. Oh my god, stop it. Hunter is just a whore. It's fine. Oh my god, help. But there, Amy saying that I need to at least speak to your parents. That's more who I'm here to see. So if you could take me in to see them, I guess. I guess Hunter's just gonna like go ahead and have her walking over to the parents. Marissa just kind of being like, ugh, don't be long. Like I don't need a Winston fucking stinking up our household for too long. Okay, kind of weak, but you know. She's doing what she can. So Hunter will definitely head on back out the house, though. Amy's gonna steal her nerves again, though, and head on in because she definitely wants to have a word with the heads of this household, which we'll leave her to do her business, ring out the at least matriarch of this household for now. We'll let Hunter and Cypress get on their way, sort of crossing paths yet again as they're leaving and Chris is entering this time as Chris is headed on back home after his long day. You know, he's kind of had a bit of an afternoon there. He's not exactly sure what to think. You know, he had a long think on his way home, but he's not quite sure what to do at this point. Things have definitely gotten a little bit more heated, I guess, to use a pun for the heat wave. I'm just gonna get Marissa out of here. Things have gotten a little more heated with Rosalie than he was really intending on them to be, and he's not really sure where his head's at anymore. So he knows that his mom was gonna come back, or his mom hasn't been around a bit lately, but she texted and said that she'd be around that night. So he's thinking that he definitely needs some advice, some motherly advice from his dear mother before things get any farther. So he's gonna go ahead and come home and head straight to what, as far as he still knows, is his parents' little bedroom, makeshift bedroom in the study here. So he's gonna go ahead and head on in, not even thinking about it, bursting in, but it's not exactly his mom and dad that he finds on the bed, because actually who he finds sitting over here is a very flustered Lorena and Kassandra, not quite his dad, but this other woman, this nurse from the practice, dressed a little bit scantily clad here, and that's a very similar tableau to our 2 weeks ago ending, but that's where we're gonna end up ending it for this episode, actually. So we'll pick back up and see what's going on with these ladies in next episode. So I hope you enjoyed. Again, I know this was a little bit of a slower. It was a more conversational episode again, like some of the earlier ones. But we had like a big bomb drop kind of thing at the end of last episode. Even going into this episode with the flashback. So don't worry. With 3 more episodes left in the season, there's still plenty of, like, you know, drama to unpack. We're just gonna let things unfold how they're going to, you know. So even if it was a slightly more slower paced, I hope you still enjoyed. There's lots of little things to still pick up on or point out and such. So I'm excited to talk to you all after the show. Of course, I'll be in voice chat with anyone who wants to talk about stuff afterwards. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I'm still having a lot of fun with this, and I'm so excited to get to the next few episodes with all these little juicy plot details we're gonna get to uncover by the end of the season. If you didn't see me say in the Discord too, I've already started plotting out season 2. It's bad, you guys. Like, I'm way too invested in this show, and I have so many story ideas. It's gonna be good. I don't ever read chat on this, so I'm just gonna read Robin saying, "Guess Lorena found her hobby." Very good. We can talk about Lorena's new hobby after the show. All right, just about 11:30, almost perfect timing for this one. We will be back, of course, with episode number 6 next Friday at 9, so I hope to see you there. Hope you are continuing to enjoy following along with this series and having fun with me. So again, our next Traitorous will be next Friday at 9 p.m., June 5th. That one I'm a little worried about because Eco Lifestyle comes out on June 5th, which means the big patch update for Sims comes out as well, which means everything in Sims 4 breaks on those days. So I'm a little concerned things are going to be janky janky and broken for our next episode of Traitorous, but we're gonna work with it in hope Sims works as best as possible, and if things maybe look slightly different because I have to take some mods or custom content out, then we're just gonna have to roll with it, okay? We'll work with what technology gives us, but just a heads up. We'll have a fun episode no matter what. Episode 6, I believe it's called Pressurized. On my stream schedule, you can see that. You'll see the last 2 episode names on my June schedule. I love you all. I hope you had a wonderful night, and I hope you continue to have a wonderful night. Get some good sleeps. Stay safe out there. Remember to check the Discord if you want links for how to help with the riots and all of the injustices going on and such, as much as you maybe can from the safety of your own home, wherever you are. I love you all. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I will talk to you later. Nighty night, cuties.